there we go. I'll say indeed. And greetings unto you, beloved and holy friend. Thank you for joining me once again on another conscious evolution. Today's whole stream topic is going to be about how the conditions for growth has already been met. Or at the very least, considering what conditions need to be met in order for you to grow. This is actually a title inspired by David, the friend who was on stream 2 days ago, where we were having this we were having this conversation about growth, and he was talking about grass, and during the winter, it doesn't get enough sunlight, it's too cold outside, there's no rain falling, at least here in South Africa. So the grass just simply doesn't grow. You don't have to ask it, you don't have to force it not to grow. It just doesn't grow all by itself. And then when summer rolls around and there's enough sunlight and there's enough water and the conditions are right, you cannot stop it from growing. You have to keep cutting the grass week after week just to keep it short. And I want to attach that as like a psychological principle to our lives as well, right? Realizing that for the most part, many of us here have all of the conditions already met in order to grow, right? That your growth is inevitable. You cannot stop it. Even if you wanted to, it cannot be stopped because you keep meeting the conditions. You keep eating food, you keep breathing air, you keep having glasses of water, talk about. You keep having conversations with people, right? And all of these things are the conditions that you need to meet in order to grow. So I appreciate you for choosing to grow alongside me right now, for consciously evolving in this space with us. It's always a dear blessing having you friends here with me. Let me see something quickly. Love, love, love you. Help me grow, please. Water molecules. All right. I'm gonna do this. Hello, Peppy. You gonna see my lap? Okay. There you go, sweetie. Is that better? I think there's more tree, right? Which makes me happy. I see Susan joining. Lovin's to you. Let me say hi to you, friends. Shan, of course. Blessings. Doc Dad and Joy Vive. Nancy and Natalie. Brother Dan is joining us too. The bearded patriot himself. Simon, blessings to you. And Susan, lovins again to you. Y'all are going in my pocket for a little while. So I don't fall off the ladder. Please stay safe, Brother Bear. And thank you for growing alongside us, for allowing us to grow with you, Brother Bear. It's a blessing having you here. Day 1005, it's time to grow and thrive. Yeah, 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 yeah. Good morning, a slicked back curly hair of wonderment. Yeah, I didn't want to struggle with hair stuff. Power cut status? I think the power is getting cut at 7 again. Right? I don't have a problem with the power getting cut. I just want to know kind of vibe. Yesterday, I didn't know. We have like an app, literally, that tells us when our power is getting switched off. And that app told me yesterday that there's supposed to be no load shedding. And then there was load shedding twice. Right? That's when I get salty. Like I can spare the salt if I know what's happening, right? But if I'm not knowing what's happening and it just gets thrusted upon me because I plan, right? I like planning. I like being sure of what I'm gonna do with the rest of my day, and then suddenly there's no electricity. So thank you for asking, Simon. I appreciate your concern about the bear. Beautiful humans and potential bots. I don't know if we have any bots in chat really. Not recently. I think YouTube cracked down a little bit, fortunately. Hey, Shannon, Joy, and Simon, and all the other wonderful folks here. Dan, love to you. I've got more juice in the tank today than in the past weeks. Nice. What changed, bro? I feel a little bit more energized today as well. Even though I didn't really have an enjoyable day for all practical reasons, right? I woke up with less sleep than I probably wanted to have. I put the rusks in the car. I drove down to town. I went in to try and collect my ID because it is ready. And then, unfortunately, the systems were down. But I only found this out like an hour and a half into standing there and waiting. But then, in standing there and waiting, I met a new friend called Julian, a 20-year-old dude. And it was this weird trip of realizing that I am officially that older guy now. I was like, yeah, I'm 25. And he's like, I'm 20. And I like tripping myself out for a second there. He told me I look young. I'm like, oh, yes. Tell me more. Tell me I look young. The conditions for growth, right? Realizing, in this conversation that me and him had with one another, the difference in the conditions for growth that we both had. We both grew, right? That's inevitable. We're all going to grow one way or another, but the conditions we find ourselves in might differ. And in that case, like not only are the conditions going to differ, but the conditions are going to be met, right? Like you will have the conditions to grow. Now it's just a matter of how you choose to, right? Where in what direction are you going to choose to grow? Who do you want to become by your conditions? Power cut status. Love again to you, Simon. Esrog, love again to you, Susan. Time to GROW. Some code skills. I am working on a job interview practice app. The next feature will be text-to-speech AI that allows user to respond with their voice instead of typing answers. I mean, if you're going to be asking technical questions, that doesn't sound too bad, right? Like technical questions that you can technically answer that way. But if it's code you're going to have to be participating within, I don't know if you can answer with your voice. I lit the pilot light on my wall heater all by myself yesterday. I have made fire. I'm proud of you, Joy Vive. I'm very proud of you. Surely, right? The conditions were met. Sometimes the conditions feel such a way that we will want someone to come and help us, but I'm proud of you for meeting those conditions on yourself. I'm going to make coffee. Lucky fish. I am missing coffee. I am. Weed isn't bothering me too much, at least. I did feel myself irritated, to be honest. I was like, that was my state of being driving into town this morning. That was exactly what I was like. And then after delivering all of the stuff and getting into line and waiting, I realized, like waiting in a line is the great equalizer. Whereas like, nice, all of us are having our time wasted. Some of us are more wealthy than others. Some of us are older than others. Some of us are younger than others. Some of us have more money. Some of us have less. And yet, we all wait, right? Those conditions are the same. Is that a Cable joining us too? I see Zano's name as well. Blessings to you, Aunt B, Bethany. So much lovin's. Thank you for joining us. Brother Ryan, seeing your name as well. It's nice having you all. Hey, this is Rosie. Hey, Rosie. Thank you for joining us, little one. Relax, Joy Vive. We have Rosie here. Gonna be a lot of little Steph Shan. Might take me a week or two. That's the way. Right. Slowly but surely meeting the conditions as well. Bring on melt. Bring on melt. Bring on melt. Get melted. Yeah, Joy, I'm proud of myself that I have to light mine myself too. Yeah. I was like thinking about you instantly when Joy V was talking about the pilot light actually, Shan. So I'm feeling that synchronicity as well. I love the name Julian. It was in the initial shortlist for my sons. There we go. I mean, as soon as I heard him say his name is Julian, I instantly went, did you watch Trailer Park Boys? And he was like, yeah. Yeah, I did. I love Trailer Park Boys. Bubbles and Ricky and Mr. Leahy and Randy. I'm like, yeah. So yeah, It was beautiful. Look at that sexy haircut. This is, I guess, a haircut, right? My hair has been cut once. Now every single cut do I wear is a haircut. It's been amazing. I love Trailer Park Boys too. Of course you do, Cable. Why am I not surprised? It's one of those that it's technically a show, right? Like it is a show, but the level of, I don't know, personality, the giddiness of just watching that show. I did watch it when I was a teenager. I tried to watch it again recently. I had a little bit of a harder time. I think because I maybe like some part of the illusion got broken for me, right? My conditions are different or something. It's still a beautiful show. Rest in peace, Mr. Leahy. And bro, you are young. Yeah, I know, Doc Dad. I know. I'm just at that point in my life now where it's nice to hear that, right? And it's confusing me. It's like what the fuck? Why do I feel so good when somebody calls me? I'm young. Surely I'm young, right? Oh, you're telling a young person they look young. Brutal computer down. Brutal computer down. Do you sell the Rusk smell? Technically, my mom does. Yeah, and computer is down when the power is off. Especially when I'm playing online games, right? And I'm like playing with teammates, and then I cannot participate. That's like the thing that really bothers me, where I'm like, bruh. Hippie is like, come on, do that thing where you give me attention. Oh, use your hands. Your hands are made for my pleasure. Yeah. Is that what you want? Is that what you want? Have you not met enough conditions for growth? She's like, bro, why are you not using that hand to give me more attention? Look at her pushing my hand. She's like, bro, do that thing. You need a backup generator. Thank you, Pippi. I appreciate your lovin's. I'm flattered. I'm so flattered. We do have a generator. It's just obnoxiously loud, for one. And for two, it produces fumes, which I do not appreciate. And for three, my computer is not on the breaker. So even if I put the generator on, my computer won't be powered by it. So it's like a triple whammy of I won't use my computer because it's like literally maybe like 2 meters away from my computer room. So I won't be able to use my computer because of how loud the generator is. I will have myself gassed out of that room because of all of the fumes produced. And then also I won't be able to power it. But it's not bad advice. I believe in batteries, Simon. I'll get myself batteries eventually. They're just like buying a big enough batteries to power my computer for an extended period of time is going to be like $2,000. Maybe not $2,000, but it's going to be like $1,000 plus. And I don't think I'm going to spend any money on something that's not going to generate any returns right now. King Julian is my favorite Julian. I mean, I forgot about King Julian actually. Now I have to agree, Doc, that I think I have to agree. King Julian is also one of my favorites. You got this, Dad. Yes, you do. Can't trust me to put the rusks in the car. Can't trust me to put the rusks in the car. Yeah, I did it last night, technically. Right? I had to add an extra bag, so I had to go to the Wunstel, little place inside town first to get other rusks that have already been baked to put it in the car to then go to the place because they ordered 20 and I only got 19 packages out of the batch that I baked. Joy, if you keep getting so handy, you're not going to need a future ex-Doc Dad around. Yeah, it's true, right? Stop helping yourself, Joy. Keep yourself helpless. Oh, I need a man to do stuff. What am I doing right now? Am I joking? Am I poking fun? Am I calling to awareness? Yeah, consciously evolving. What's up? Go play with your doggo friends. Look at them waiting to come and they're waiting for you to go play with them. I'm busy right now, Pepperkis. She's like, bro, come on, do that thing. You want this? Yeah, there we go. Getting myself 8. Go and play with the other doggos. Go and play with Yudi. Look at him being such a cool duder. Come easy, Yudes. Come easy. Let me give you some attention as well. Maybe Pippi's gonna get jealous and try and chase you away or something. Hi, Yudi. Look at her being like, no, don't you dare. Come, Yudi. Come easy, Yudi. Come easy, Yudi. Come here, Yudi. Asabop, Dash. Asabop. Pippi is like, what? Why would you do something like that? 25. I think I'm missing some context. Let me continue reading. The point, Melt, is to simulate an interview. Okay, you would vocally respond to a question in a convo rather than type the answer in a text box. Okay, that makes more sense because there is an interview process as well, especially for the coding side of things. So it makes a little bit more sense. Thank you for clarifying. Yeah, look at them playing. Isn't that so cute? Yeah, free content. Nice. Nice. Yeah, we have like a little widget of dopamine stimulating in the corner of our eyes now. Yeah, 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 yeah. Love is infinite. Yeah, I believe so. I believe so. Not only infinite, but truth, right? It's hard for us to point at something and go truth. But I do believe love is that truth. So infinite is probably one of those. It's also hard to define, but yes, I believe. Mom, the rusks have gone. Wipes crumbs of sugar. Like seriously, Zano, if you manage to eat all of those rusks, like I bake 15 kilograms, right? So it's 30 pounds. No? Hey Google, what is 15 kilograms in pounds?
15 kilograms is equal to
33 pounds of rusks per batch. That's why when I tell you, friends, I've literally baked multiple times my body weight in baked goods. I'm not joking. We're not joking about that, isn't it? It's true, right? So if you manage to eat 33 pounds in melt, is that a challenge? Zano, I think you die. Like, I feel like that's like, playing with death. It's like, oh, let me put, 10%, 20% of my body weight inside of myself via rusks. I don't I don't think that would be good for you. It would be nice, right? You'll die probably happy. But like I'm thinking about the times that I have kind of like pushed myself into gluttony, right? Overate. And it doesn't really feel good close to the end of it, right? You just feel like a balloon. Like if somebody, walks up to you with a pin, you'll explode. It is the cable. I have so many cool things to share, bro. I'm hoping that you are gonna share as I keep reading. So OpenAI has the speech-to-text API that takes in a recording and transcribes it into text, so the user can speak their answer to the microphone and the AI will output it as text. This is true. It's crazy to reach here. It's loving to have you. I showed up at the sandwich shop covered in sweat on Saturday in my work clothes. There was a line of 15 people getting sandwiches. The dude pulled me aside and said, "Let me grab you to get you back." I seriously thanked him and I smiled the rest of the day. When you're paid by the hours, not getting stuck in a 30-minute line is money for my family. That's so true. I hope things are getting better there. I hope things are a little bit easier, Duck Dad. Sending you lovin's, bro. Thank you for sharing those little, loving fractals with us as well. I've been a part of this journey for so long, since day one, when you were African shaman dancing in the rain. That is actually true, Kevo. I remember that stream very vividly. I remember my dad coming outside, looking at me like I'm insane, being like, "The fuck are you doing? Oh, what are you doing?" Me dancing in the rain. I'm like, bro, there's 6,000 people watching right now. Oh, don't freaking harsh my vibe. And Cable being there, vibing with me. Love and see you, bro. Thank you for being on this journey with me. Don't touch Duck Dad. And that's why I always keep a joint on me. I'm doing Sober October right now. I'm doing Sober October right now. So even if I wanted to smoke a joint, I'm not going to. I was thinking about that. I saw him walking up to me like after he went back to the car, Julian that is, for a bit, and he came back smoking something, and I started mentally preparing myself to be like, I'm not smoking marijuanas right now, but he was smoking a cigarette, so I didn't have to. I don't want to smoke cigarettes. That shit sucks. Joy, I've been hanging art over at my customer's place for like a week. I gotcha. Maybe the way to pay for my short vacations is to have all of you who need handy duck to fly me out. I mean, it's probably going to be one of the most expensive handymans, but you know, we get to have a duck dad, right? So that's going to be the real value proposition. It's simple: supply and command and demand, boys. I'm guessing. So, or is it supply and command? We've got two birds stoned at once. Kristen, how you feeling? I hope you're feeling a little bit better. It's nice having you here, Kristen. Wait, but yes, bro, we reached 1,000 plus exactly. How old are you, Melt? 23. No, fuck. I'm 25. Oh, but yes, Actually, I'm 23. Maybe if I keep telling myself that, my cells will start believing it. Be like, wait a second, boys. We need to go back. You need to back up. Love again to you, Simon. I wish I had the cash to fly you out to hang my art. Yeah, money is tight right now for anybody who's not a millionaire. Even for millionaires, apparently money is tight. It's it's an interesting experience we found ourselves within right now. Right? Conditions for growth, technically, struggling, having a hard time making ends meet is still a condition that can help you grow. Right? Technically. I don't know if I want to believe that. I don't want to believe that having to struggle is a part of the story of my growth, because I trip myself out about like manifestation and like pattern recognition, right? If I keep recognizing the pattern of struggle, I don't want to get good at struggling. I want to get good at not struggling, kind of vibe. But we are growing because these are our conditions right now, nonetheless, right? I'm gonna keep commenting that till Melt acknowledges how cool 1,000 plus is. I mean, bro, I'm there with you. I'm very proud of myself, Cable. But also, technically, it's just today that I'm streaming, right? And it's been today for the last 1,005 days. I'm not doing anything magnificent. I'm just showing up, right? I'm gonna wake up anyway, so I might as well wake up and do something lovingly. Was he supposed to take the generator into town? No. Joy, a bit better. Thank you for asking. I've planned in naps, so I don't overdo it today. You did mention you have a friend coming over, right? I hope that you have a good time chatting. A coworker said Southwest has super cheap flights. Do not guess yourself, please. Yeah, I don't like combustion engines, Simon. This is something you'll notice about me, right? I find myself very, like, I mean, I value them. I'm like, yeah, thank you, combustion vehicles, for all of the progress you've helped us made as a species. But now I'm at a point where combustion vehicles feels like, you know, riding a horse, right? Like, sure, it's cool, but no, kind of vibe, right? Like, I don't want to do that anymore. Unfortunately, South Africa is like 10 years behind technological curves. So we're going to only get electric vehicles in like 10 years properly. But I'm patient. If I'm anything, I'm patient. I was making that joke again today at Home Affairs, standing in that line when they told us that the machines are down. And you can like literally see the in people's faces. And I out loud say, yeah, we spawned in South Africa so that we can learn patience. Specifically. Specifically learn some patience. So much patience needs to be learned. Cable, 1,000 plus is cool. And Melt's birthday was on Mother's Day. He's 25. I am 25. I feel like weirdly enough, it's like a part of me dissociates every single time I say that, right? I don't know if it's like I don't want to be 25. Is that what it is? No. I guess it's more like the inner child in me, when he hears me, hey Ali, blessings to you. The inner child in me, when he hears I'm 25, he reels, you know, he's in a state of deep shock. I was like, "Oh, I'm how old now? Excuse me? Joy the secret to make a honey-do list that contains more than $500 worth of work that you would pay for. Then you just get a free handyman who sleeps on your couch. That's kind of wholesome, actually. Sam, Mr. Shell, made a hilarious joke just now this morning. He said from now on, God decides the term limits. Yeah, solar might be better for Mel. Yeah, I've been trying to get my dad to install solar, but then he totaled his car, and now he justified purchasing a new vehicle over installing solar. Right? That was the recent conversation we had about solar again, where I was like, hey, how about this solar, Dad? How about solar became 40% cheaper in the year 2023 alone? And he's like, yeah, but I totaled my car, so I had to buy a new one. For some reason, you know what? I'm gonna put this fractal down, and then I'm gonna slowly back away from it and see what's next. Joy, love is true. Most handyman charge minimum $150 an hour. I'm cheap. Suddenly, my entire life choices becomes reevaluated. I can earn $150 an hour being a handyman. I can be so handy. I'll handy anything. No, stop. No, not like that. Not like that. $150 an hour, that's a lot of money. That's like literally, like, I'm not even joking. That's like literally minimum wage in South Africa for a month worth of work. I know people who earn $150 a month. I know people who have children. I met people last week who have 14 and 18-year-old children who earn $350 a month. Right? That's like 2 hours, 2.5 hours worth of handymanning. That's bonkers. But again, cost of living in America is different. So I get it. I get it. Sam, Shell, laugh again. 25. Thanks, Shell, for answering. I'm 26. Doesn't look a day over 19, Cable. You also got that, genetics, bro. Poor Yudi wants the pats, but he's too chill to fight for it. Yudi is like, I don't know if you know what Yudi stands for, Kristen. Yudi stands for underdog. So like that energy of him like just being too chill to bother, that's been him his entire existence, even as a puppy. So he got the name Underdog. Yeah, coworker and daughters booked flights to see the groundhog come up. Parentheses are not next year. Seems frivolous to me. And also, wherever that happens, it's super cold. I heard about this groundhog thing. I never associated with that fascination though. Right? It's never a condition I felt needed to be met in my life. But if your coworker and her daughter or your daughter needs that for themselves, who are we to say that they shouldn't? I'll be 27 this April, but man, I'm neither young nor old, bro. It's true. I'll be 26 in May. How old is Grandma Dog? We don't have any grandma dogs. We have Peppy. She's like a little bit older than a year now. And Yudi, he's like the oldest doggo we have right now. And Eva is like 7 or something as well, 6 or 7. When I did slapstick and pretended to be legislating right up to the term limit and hit the floor. Oh, yeah, yeah. Oh, okay, yeah, sure, of course. Physical body is just a container. We're infinite, baby. It's true. It's true. My mind trips out about escape velocity, right? Like I've into oblivion, basically shared with you friends over and over again that I do want to live at least 1,000 years, right? It's just like at least just 1,000 years. Is that too much to ask, right? And I do believe we will. I do believe this. We will, unironically, emphatically, have the technology to extend our lifetimes beyond what we would consider normal human beings, right? And I do believe that's going to happen in my lifetime. But even though I believe absolutely that's going to happen, I don't know when, right? Is it going to be in 10 years? Is it going to be in 20? Right? In 20 years, I'm 45. I'll still I'll still be fine, right? At 45, I can still reverse most of the damage. But hopefully it happens in the next 20 years. So it's like this mentality of like I want to ensure that I don't overdo my own escape velocity, right? Like I want to minimize genetic damage so that when the technology actually becomes available, I can be fine. Right? I'm causing myself anxiety with something that might not even happen. We'll see. And I'll share it with you friends. I'll take you friends with me when I go and gene edit myself or whatever. I'd love to see Puxamatoni Phil. I'm sure I spelled that wrong. I don't even know what that word means, so it's okay, Joy Vive. Lovin's again to you, Loizana. It's nice having you here. I'm glad it's warm again on your side of the world, Mel. You're wearing my favorite shirt. You like this one? My lion shirt? We did pull the Spiritkin card. You know, I also do like this shirt. I bought this shirt for myself when I was 15 or 16. It's like a decade-old shirt. The colors still look vibrant, right? It's kind of surprising to me. Is that a challenge? Yeah, Joy, yeah. But would you fly from the Bay Area to someplace super cold to wait and see if a groundhog pops up or not? No, absolutely not. That will never happen in my life. Right? Spend money to see a, and I'm probably going to, be a little bit derogatory, but to see a rodent climb out of the ground, nah. I would rather just Google YouTube groundhog popping out of ground, right? And I'd be like, oh wait, sick. I just saw it. I don't have to spend money and go somewhere where it's cold. Death by Rusk sounds like a good death. I'm glad I'm not the only one who took that as a challenge, Sano. 1 pound of flour is 450 grams. Yeah. 33 pounds of rusks is a little bit excessive though. Like I don't know if no, I don't think it's possible. Maybe like in 2 days. I can see it happening in 2 days, but in one day? That like that's like the excess. So has anyone seen my snot sauce? I'm guessing that's supposed to be hot sauce. Epic hilarious fail. No, I'm guessing it's supposed to be snot sauce. I don't think I have. Sure, I got a client I could visit in Pennsylvania, and plus, I've just never been there. Yeah, me too. I've also never been in Pennsylvania. How about that? Same, but different, but still same. The beautiful Sugar Rush peach hot sauce came out stellar, but just a little bit too thin. Turns out a little xanthan gum goes a long way. So now I have snot sauce. Ah. I'm guessing you try to add the xanthan gum after realizing it's too thin, and now you got snot sauce. Yeah, xanthan gum is a good way to add viscosity to any food. Technically, you can use it in place of maize or starches. There you go. New little tool in your toolbox for your kitchen. If you want to thicken your sauces, you can use xanthan gum as well. Maybe mix that with some cloud eggs. I used to live in the Allegheny, Allegheny? Yeah, fine. Allegheny Mountains of PA. That's where Buster was from. Love is true. I also don't know what cloud eggs are. I'm like so lost. I feel like I'm dreaming partially, right? Like I'm just here for this moment right now. Hosted a rave concert. Got paid for it. Oh, you did, Cable? You beat me to it, bruh. Yassi, I don't want to be jealous of you. I want to do festivals as well, man. Like I want to eventually, like we're gonna start by doing like the staging and stuff, and then eventually I want to have like Meltfest as a thing, right? Like an annual festival that I want to host. Because at a festival, every single time I go to these festivals, every single person there is so grateful to be there, right? And if I'm going to earn money one way or another, I would like to earn money in a way where people are like so stoked to be in that space instead of, lamenting about having to pay for it. I went to a new city, performed so much, got new friends and contacts and inquiries for work. Love is true. I'm proud of you, Cable. The amount of effort you put into your space, dude. Manifesting. Oh, so much love for you, man. Thank you for inspiring me as well. Got to be tough to be a stray born in the mountains. Is it though? I feel like if you're gonna have to be a stray cat, being born in the mountains sounds like a vibe to me. A cloud egg is an egg white that has been beat to shit until it foams up. When you bake it with the egg white in the middle and it comes out fluffy. Weird, honestly. I think I know what you're talking about. It does look nice. It's like meringue, but you add the yellow back into it like a baked egg, but it's a cloud egg kind of vibe. I'll be hosting a football tournament soon. Do you do like announcing? I'm guessing then. Sam, could I make some killer spicy bread with it? Maybe. Don't kill my don't kill my vibe. Oh, when you bake it with the egg yolk in the middle. I have a headache. Yeah. Yeah, you do that. I can't spell. It's okay. I'm doing sober October unwillingly. Universe, bless me with green, please. No, universe. Keep the green away from Cable. Cable needs to suffer with me. I don't want to suffer alone, dude. I mean, I have so much weed that I could. And this is not me bragging. This is me realizing the joke of excess, right? I could smoke chain joints, right? Nonstop. And I won't run out of weed for like 2 years. And yet, I don't do that, right? It makes me happy in myself to be like, oh, yes, that's not the conditions I want to exist within, right? Where I'm just giga blazed ceaselessly. So come here, Cable. Come and visit me. Oh, I have more than enough weed for you. Don't xanthan quit after too much heat. Maybe. I don't actually know. You might add it like afterwards. I did host a Rape Joy. I'm going to be doing a whole show of my own soon. Love to you, bro. Yes, Duck Dad, xanthan gum gets gooey, but then more and more heat makes it less gooey. Maybe that's the way you should do it. If you want to turn your snot sauce into something else, you can just add a little bit of heat to it. Spicy bread would be good AF for grilled cheese. I've never thought about that, but that is actually unironically a good idea. I officially have leveled up. You're not gonna stop, bro. There's much more for you to grow. Oh, then I'm 23 too. But I like who I am right now too. I know. I'm just joking, right? It's more just me noticing the conditions, right? That I am now at the point in my life where the condition being met that someone calls me young is flattering, right? Like, and usually it was insulting. I think like just noticing in myself how that switch happened is interesting to me. How I'm growing alongside it, right? I would use it anyway as an ingredient because I'm sure it tastes amazing. Technically, if you want to get super technical about it, you can use your hot sauce now as a sauce thickening agent, right? Because of all of the excess xanthan gum. Spicy bread, give me that. A Target consumer Zano hot Cheeto crust. I don't have money to travel though. Yeah, I'm still trying to get there as well right now, Cable. I need to earn a lot more money. Like, like a lot. Like you, I don't think we realize how much money you actually need to be able to comfortably travel. I need to earn at least 10x. No, more. 20x what I'm earning right now for me to be able to comfortably travel. So hopefully it doesn't take me 20 years. I'll be okay if it takes me 5. Hopefully I'll be able to do it sooner than that. There we go, a Target consumer love again. Can we test putting some of that glue into the dehydrator and see if it turns into a powder? I don't know if you have a dehydrator, Doug, but that is also a good idea. You can make some spice, right? We have Joshmo joining us. We tried to manifest you, summon you yesterday. A breezy Monday morning, wind chimes are dancing and singing while the storm clouds are crawling over the horizon and are slowly swallowing the blue. It's a beautiful morning. Bless you, brother bear. I hope you have a good time. It's not a bad idea. Dehydrator to stop the goo from falling through. Oh, yeah, maybe like have a tray. Exactly. Tray is gonna be necessary. I'm just imagining Duck Dad pouring sauce over a grid, right? It's like, oh, why is it not staying? Why does it run through these little holes? Stop. Stop doing that. We're just in the moment, bro. Exactly. It's true. Shelly, I didn't know parchment would still let the air through nice. A little bit, at least. All of the expats I know on YouTube say that moving to SA has made them more patient. They don't have a choice, apparently. I told you, right? I'm not joking when I say stuff, Joy Vive. Seriously, I believe South Africa forces you to be more patient. Like you just, there's like, I mean, what are you gonna do? You're gonna be not be patient, right? You not being patient only affects you negatively. The world, South Africa is gonna be like, oh no, Joy Vive is impatient, so I guess we're gonna. Nope. Mm-mm. Nope. You're gonna be waiting. I'm happy that you're following some expats. It is a beautiful country, right? I don't think it's lost, right? From that perspective, many people do. I don't at all. I think this country has more potential than a lot of countries in the world. So I'm here for it. I'm going to sign off. Have a doctor's appointment this morning and a migraine. Hope you all have slash had a great Monday. Love to you, Louisiana. I hope you have a good doctor's visit. I think I mentioned an old college fling. Yeah, you did. Who recently moved to the city? Well, she and I are meeting up tomorrow. Gotta put the charm meter up to maximum. I mean, you did mention that you were already romantically involved, right? And both of you have reached a point in your age, in your fractals, in your conditions, in your circumstances, where maybe that's what you both need right now. So good luck, bro. Let us know how it goes. Don't expect anything, as advice from me, right? Expectation begets suffering. Don't expect anything of her. Show up for her. And I'm sure you're going to have a good time. How did he total his car, Melt? He fell asleep behind the wheel and then drove into a cow. Yeah. It's one of those things where I wish that self-driving cars were already a thing so he doesn't have to drive it himself. Malo, my phone keeps trying to correct it to Manuaka. I don't know what that means. I hope your migraine goes away, Louisiana. Thank you, Shan, for sending that lovin's. Do not button all the way to the collar unless you're wearing a tie, Dan. I like how we're giving advice. People who work in the trades make a lot of money. My friend who makes the most money doesn't work in tech. He builds elevators. I can believe that, right? Like most people, most corporate type of entities kind of buy elevators. So there's a lot of money in that. So because my inner child is 16, in the first year that Fast and Furious came out, I splurged on a $30 app-controlled rainbow RGB RGB LED kit for the interior of my truck. I'm such a child. I don't think so. 30 bucks. Oh, 30 bucks for some light show. That sounds like a steal to me, man. Fell asleep and ran into a cow. Yeah. Cow dead. That cow so dead. Didn't make it. Happily, I'm happy that my dad did. Right? Like there was like a whole conversation about that as well. I can be pretty based, and some of your friends have noticed, right? Like I just won't take bullshit sometimes. And I have this conversation with my dad about this accident, and he goes into this fractal of like how good God is, right? And I'm like, I believe God is good. I really do. I believe God is love, literally quintessential love. But then he goes about how good God is to have saved him, right? Oh, he's so good for having saved me. I'm like, I think if God was good in this way that you're talking about right now, he would have kept you awake or would have made sure that the cow isn't in your way. And if you were driving a car that doesn't have that much volume, right? If you were driving a Nissan 1300 Baki, you know, like a small little car that is very well known for the fatalities that it causes, God wouldn't have saved you It was modern technology that saved you. The fact that you had an airbag and you had your seatbelt on, that saved you. Right? I don't know if it's me being cynical or me being rude necessarily, but it's again this, I don't know, blame shifting. Is it blame shifting? Sometimes blame shifting. What's the opposite of blame shifting? Gratitude shifting. It's like when a doctor, does a 12-hour operation on someone, saving their life. And then people go, oh, thank God. Thank you. And the doctor is like, bruh, what did I, what did I just do? Oh. I believe, again, and you friends know this from me, like God is in that doctor as well, right? God is in the engineers who built my dad's car. It just depends on how you place the value, where you place your gratitude, right? And I feel, and this is again the cynical side of me, if you place the gratitude in this ethereal something out there, you lose the amount of love you can have by, distributing your gratitude here, making sure that it's actually felt instead of just put into the air kind of vibe. And even though I put good vibes in the air as well, like for me it's more feminine, right? Like I feel like that's also the difference between me and my dad. I consider God feminine in my mind, right? God isn't a man. God is a woman. And it makes sense if you really think about it. And that's why I try to love, right? Like from a perspective of like a romantic relationship. I'm shocked with what your father does for a living that he doesn't have a fully paid company vehicle. Yeah, I'm not really surprised. Right, South Africa. I mean, I think he has had, company vehicles kind of vibe, but it's one of those things where he gets paid like a traveling fee when he drives his own car. So you can technically end up making cash by driving around. Loazana, feel better. Love to you. That sounds dope, Duck. I'm pretty sure lights. I like pretty lights. Who doesn't? Aren't those kids illegal because they're distracting to other drivers? Just like this disco happening in Duck Dad's car. Who else would I show off my impressively small amount of chest hair? Why did you have to say that, bro? I also have an impressively small amount of chest hair. Right? Where it's like just enough to notice, but not enough to actually be anything. Like I had to look now for a second, and instantly I'm like, "You're in my brain." And you know the difference between leering and casually looking. Yeah, yeah. Stream did broke. I'm on mobile data now again, so we shall continue. We shall not be stoppist. You forgot that 150 bucks an hour means that you have 10 grand in tools and the ability to have many specialities, not just one. Is true, actually. Back. Nope, not power cut, just suddenly no Wi-Fi. Oops, got to Thom. Suddenly freezing. All right, doing a Han Solo. Is that the one? I really like all your shirts, Mel. I want most of them that you wear. Maybe one day then, right? We'll have like a whole melt 2020 to 2024 line or something. Oh, that shirt would make a great flower. I'm looking forward to making it already. Pun, I'm not even going to try, is a borrowed word from one of the many native dialects in the northeastern US. Today is used as the name of a town in Pennsylvania. Thank you, Eddie, for letting me know. No, Mel, the groundhog tells the future. Yeah, I've heard about that. I just don't believe it. I don't believe it, right? If I can't tell the future, and I've tried. I mean, I have like some accuracy in telling the future. I've like have some hits, more actually than I want to talk about. But I don't believe I can tell the future. I believe I can consider data, right? And I don't believe a groundhog can consider data. Biased as I am, man, stupid ass groundhog. Why am I so anti groundhog right now? I don't even know. I don't have anything against groundhogs. I just don't believe they can tell the future. Mel, you never were in the groundhog because you never lived in a place where you begged to whatever god you believed to make the cold gray winters stop. Eventually start praying to groundhog. Yeah, it's true. South Africa has relatively good weather. relatively. Like it gets hot, given, but it doesn't get freezing cold. We don't like, for instance, we do not have central heating. That's just not something we build into our homes because we don't need it, right? You'll be fine during the coldest of the winter with an extra blanket kind of vibe. Here we worship the air conditioner. I don't remember the groundhog ever doing anything to indicate warmer weather. True. Meltfest. I'm already grateful for Meltfest, and it hasn't even manifested yet. Love to you, Kristen. According to tradition, if Phil sees his shadow and returns to his hole, he has predicted 6 more weeks of winter. Yeah, I do understand. I watched Groundhog Day, right? Think I'm like some sort of uncivilized, uncultured barbarian? I've watched Groundhog Day. Yeah, I have. I just don't believe it. I would, if I could, go and look at Groundhog and then get to repeat my day over and over again. Then I'd be more privy to actually going and seeing Groundhog. But I don't think that's part of the deal. I feel like we mostly talk about arts and music when we talk about Meltfest. Personally, I am most excited for the food. What food would we have? Like I don't know if stuff that melt is necessarily healthy for your body. I imagine, and I've thought about this, for like festivals that I want to go to as well, having like a juice bar, right, where I just juice a bunch of good vegetables for people, turmeric and ginger and cayenne peppers, and juicing that stuff so people can drink stuff that's good for them. Uh, the rule for eating my food is that you don't question what's inside it. Yeah, that's not hard. It won't kill you. Yeah, I kind of like resonate with that as well. I think statistically, Phil is more often incorrect. I'm not surprised, Aunt B. Phil can get wrecked. I don't know why I'm like so anti Phil, the groundhog. Spits in Phil's general direction. I'm so down for that, Sam. Sounds fun. But maybe tell me what it is after I eat it. I'm curious. It will wreck me. What did I just eat? Swagger. You just ate some swagger, Jovan. So much love to you. Because I use my recipe multiple times and I want you to eat that thing more than once. Now I'm like I wasn't gonna ask what's in the food, but now I have to. Now I'm like, what is Sam feeding me right now? Why does she not want to tell me? I feel like I'm more concerned. Rebooting. I hope it works for you. Jovan, you're hired. Jovan is gonna help us graphic design the most beautiful packages for our swagger. Don't you worry, Dan. The Allegheny Mountains have both bobcats and bears. Being a baby kitten would be tough. Ah, yeah. I guess I didn't really fathom or consider the fact that there are bobcats and bears. That didn't cross my mind. I was just like thinking about mountains and like forested area and being a kitty and that, and it sounded like a vibe. But now the fact that there are bobcats and bears sounds less like a vibe. Sam, are the ingredients of your delicious food that horrifying? If it was delicious and you told me it was like mushed roaches, I'd be like, I mean, I've been trying to convince people to be okay with eating bugs, right? But I'm like, it's not that there's bugs. I mean, it's protein, right? You'll get your amino acids. Barry White, let's get it on Dan. Poor cow, fell asleep. Samesies Dan, like as long as it's cooked and it won't get me sick. I've always would try something at least twice. Here for the experience, agreed. Did you have to pay the cow owner for killing a cow? I don't know. I don't know if he did. Uh, I didn't ask that detail. I was more concerned about my dad. So glad your dad's okay. Like people run into animals and die. Oh yes, my uncle. No, 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 not my uncle. My mom's dad, my grandpa that I never met, died that way. They drove into a cow and was just dead. Mom was in the car with them. She was in the hospital, basically like incapacitated for like a few weeks. During those few weeks, her dad got buried. She didn't even get to go to the funeral. And then when she went to her uncle's funeral, that's when it really hit her that her dad is gone as well. Hope car had airbags. Yeah, fortunately. That is what saved my dad. That's kind of what I was thinking, Nancy. Like God wasn't so great to the cow or the cow's keeper. I think it's weird that some people have to some people have to have tragedy to experience gratitude. That was what I was like thinking as well, Jovan. Like that, I think that's maybe like where my I don't know, my abrasiveness comes in, where it's like, bro, you can say thank you to God, every day for every single moment you have with this sip of water that you take. You don't have to survive catastrophe before you do. This reminds me of athletes saying they won because of God above. Okay, but they never say I lost because God wanted to teach me something. Yeah, exactly. Right? And I believe that as well. I believe that when I don't get what I want, that is the universe, or you can say God's way of like teaching me a lesson. Honor your loved ones. My mom did the God is so good thing when she got to retire early due to stress. Like Jesus didn't fill out your paperwork for you. Be proud of yourself for taking care of yourself because you did that. Yeah. Right. And again, like I value, God or whatever. I feel like such a teenager right now. I value like God or whatever. But if you don't value your loved ones and if you don't give yourself, like, it's the whole pride thing, right? Like pride is a sin. So maybe that's why people do it. Like they think they'd be sinning if they gave themselves any credit. Honestly, if interior lights on your cars are illegal, then those stupid LEDs, headlamps should be as well. Those things are blinding, literally. Did y'all lose Melt? Yeah, for a second we did. Uh, Let me see if the Wi-Fi is back on again. Switching back. Switchy, 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 switch. Sicketh. We're on Wi-Fi again. Now thinking about how experiencing gratitude is a skill, 100%. One that we can practice, triple percent. One that we can grow with. Yeah. Exactly, Jovan. Very good. No, fortunately not. Been such a lurker since school started, but I want everyone here to experience the love and appreciation I feel for all of you beautiful peeps. You deserve so much, as you do too. Dear Connor, it's always nice seeing you, Brother Bear. Excellent tank top. Thank you, Simon. Starting the day with gratitude makes a huge difference for me and manifesting. I'm hoping we pull the gratitude card today with all of this gratitude talk right now. You turn your shirts into flowers. Why not turn those flowers into shirts? I will do that, Dan. I have done it. Technically, you can, if you want to, buy shirts that I've made with my flowers. They're just absurdly expensive, like $60 because of the printing costs, because it's like print on demand. And doing bulk, where I actually, talk to a supplier, I don't have the capital or the cash flow to do that right now. I'll get there. I'll get there. It's just a matter of time. I'm biding my time, right? I feel like it would help if I have a little bit more reach. It's the whole thing of like more is better. Having like 1,000 people that are willing to buy something from me would make it a little bit more reasonable for me to actually make something like that. And it's not that I'm complaining, right? I appreciate you friends more than I can say, and I try to every single day. But it would be unreasonable for me to expect you friends to buy everything that I make right now, right? Because it probably will be expensive at first. If you could see if y'all could see like potential but not guaranteed futures, kind of like, yeah. I mean, I think we do, right? As that's technically at least the way I think we do, right? That's our own algorithms trying to tune into the ideal future by noticing the potentials. I had one turned into a tank top, Dan. I freaking love it so much. This is true. Shan actually is wearing one of my flowers as a piece of art and a piece of clothing. Like the Jedi. Would you want to? No, I don't think I would want to be a Jedi. That's too much responsibility, bro. I feel like, oh yes, this guy, he'll be a good Jedi. No, please. I want to be a Jedi. Yeah, this guy. Make him Jedi. No, please, I don't want to. Make him Jedi quicker. Oh, Melt being so mean to the poor groundhog. The groundhog didn't ask for his fame. Maybe that's what it is. Ellie, I'm jealous. I'm jealous. I am. I actually am jealous. That's what 100% was happening right now. That's why I'm like spitting on groundhog. I'm like, bro, the fuck? Why not drive out? Why not fly out and see me? Why fly out and see groundhog? So freaking petty. Stop it, jealousy. Oh, stop it. Bill Murray's best film. It really is a good one. I've been starting the day at 5:15 every morning now, Nancy, so I can join Melt and the friends for yoga. I'm not really looking forward to time change next month when I'll be up at 5 for yoga. I mean, technically, Joy Vive, it's the exact same time for me, right? It's the exact same time. Like nothing changes for me. Nothing, right? So maybe you can just imagine, pretend that it's still 6. The time isn't changing. We actually have a groundhog that lives outside our offices. Nice. Does he make predictions? Wait, is showing off chest hair cool now? I've got told to put his shirt on. I mean, I think me and Dan have like very little chest hair, right? Like so little that it's, you know, you're showing that you have none kind of vibe, not you're showing that you do. For food at Meltfest, I can make yummy vegetable paella. Vegetarian paella. I don't know what that is, but it sounds good to me. Lane! Lane! Hey, bro. It's nice seeing you, man. How are you doing, dude? How's life been treating you? It's a blessing having you here, dude. Sending you good vibes, man. Rebooting, be right back. Sea turtles predict hurricane season. I don't see why a groundhog couldn't predict a long winter. Climate change. There we go. Answers. I've been all right. It was my birthday yesterday. Well, happy belated birthday, Brother Bear. I hope it was a good one. I hope you get to celebrate. Hope you got people that actually love you. Julian just sent me a message. Got his number now as well. Critters know stuff. I do believe that, but there's also climate change, right? What is the point of paella without the meat and seafood? You don't want to eat meat and seafood? We can have options where you can add meat and seafood to the vegetarian paella kind of vibe, right? We have a bunch here, Ali. Groundhogs are mega destructive, especially to gardens and whatnot here, but I think they're cute and fun to encounter. Yeah, having like little mounds on your yard because of the groundhogs. Feeling good about eating better for one meal, Joy. It would just be like rice and peas. Heard it before. I am more than okay with eating bugs, Melt. I'm ready. I am ready and willing, maybe even eager to try it. The way that we're gonna eat bugs is not gonna be that yikes, right? It's gonna be like eating flour. Like for instance, you technically already eat bugs. Did you know that the FDA has like a certain threshold, parts per million of bugs, that's allowed to be in your food, and it still like is edible and food safe? So what's going to end up happening is we're going to breed crickets or mealworms or I wonder actually. Hey Google, what is the highest conversion rate insect for insect protein?
Sorry, I don't understand.
Liar. It's probably going to be crickets. Cockroaches. Damn it. Fuck. Oh man, we're gonna have to eat cockroaches. And black soldier flies convert feed more efficiently than yellow mealworms and house crickets. So yellow mealworms and house crickets are the ones we're using in abundance right now. But apparently Argentinian cockroaches and black soldier flies are the OG dudes. So what we're gonna do, right? Because when we talk about stuff like this, when we talk about eating insects, unfortunately, us being monkey-minded, we imagine it in nature, you eating the cockroach, right? Legs and body and scales and the juices. Blah, blah. I'm sorry, but that's what we do because that's not how it is. That's not how it's gonna be. We're going to take those cockroaches and then dice them into very small little itty bitties, right? And then we're gonna dry those very small little itty bitties, and then we're gonna put those very small little itty bitties in our bread, and then boom, suddenly you have amino acid, protein-rich bread that tastes like bread. You put avocado on it, and it tastes like avocado toast kind of vibe, right? That's what I imagine our insect protein consumption is going to be like. And again, You're like, why melt? We can eat cows. We can eat insects too, right? It's like a supplementation thing. You can generate a lot of insect protein in a building, significantly easier than you can do so with like beef or something like that. Bugs are high in protein. This is true. How many did I miss though? I'd eat bugs with a Hakuna Matata attitude. Yes. Hakuna Matata. What a wonderful. I'm tripping out. They might be all right if you roasted and candied them like Christmas nuts. No, that's still yikes. I don't want to do that. I don't want to. I don't want to. I don't want to know it's bugs that I'm eating. I want to imagine it's just bread, right? I can see on the package it says insect protein enriched, and I'd be like, this is fine, right? But as soon as I see a cockroach, like half its body like sticking out of the bread, then I'm like, oh hell nah, oh hell nah, I'm not eating that, right? Even though technically that's exactly what's happening, I don't want to see any big bits. It's the same thing with like my one brother. He likes onions, but he doesn't like the texture of onions or mushrooms when he crunches down on them. So they have to be cut into very small little blocks. Like he likes the taste of them, but he doesn't like that feeling of. And for me, it's the same thing with the insects, right? I don't want to. I don't want to insect. No. Melt. Ever tried eating bugs? I did. I've eaten frog. I've eaten eels. I've eaten jellyfish and octopuses and squids. I didn't kill them myself. They were offered to me in China. I've eaten crocodile. I've eaten snake. I think those are all the weird ones. Yeah. Food. Here I am, sitting, alive still, right? I used to gut load my old bearded dragons' crickets too, which is feeding them healthy things like kale and whatnot, consuming the protein and the everythings. Sound like a fish in a way to energy. This is true. This is 100% true. Simon and I will eat your box melt. Bring it. A young lad has hiked and planted a new sycamore. Yay! Love is true. Speaking of driving into animals, there are 100,000 deer vehicle collisions every year in Michigan alone. Numbers are like 2 to 3x that unreported up there. People just don't let know. You'll see. Those are high numbers. I'm sure the people that do panel beating love living in Michigan in that case. This world and needs more trees. This world has a lot of trees, at least, Simon. I agree. I like trees. More trees, please. But I don't feel like this world has a lack of trees. Definitely not a tree poor world, right? If you look at all of the other planets in our solar system, Earth isn't going for it, right? Like there's trees here. Like we got some trees. Sycamores are such beautiful trees. I only recently saw one actually, and I'm also in love now. Sexy season, and those deer get buck wild. Love, Lane again. Blessings to you. A pilgrimage taken each year to see Melt, the oracle, to ask about the weather for the year instead of going to visit a groundhog is definitely more epic. Yeah, Ali, right? Right? Not only will I, pretend to predict the weather, I'll feed you mushrooms. I'll roll you joints. Right? Is a groundhog gonna feed you mushrooms and roll you joints? I don't fucking think so. So salty about the freaking groundhog getting all the attention. And if you're lost in the wilderness and find sacred moors, it's an indicator that there's a water source nearby. The more you know. I've been all right, love again to you. Been vibing. Going to see a show later today. What a trip. Who are you seeing, Brother Bear? The chest hair thing keeps coming up. And I just have to say to you dudes, don't stress. Whatever amount you have, someone will love you just like it is. Oh yeah, I don't really worry about that too much. I'm more insecure about beard hair than I am about chest hair, right? And even that, it's like meh, it was meh. Happy belated birthday! So much love and being sad. Did you make any contacts in China that can find you a cheap outfit to make your outfits? No, technically no. But I do know how to use Alibaba, and I do know how to send emails Like there are a bunch of people who would be more than willing to work with you. It's just about doing it, right? And then having like $1,000, $2,000 to pay as deposits for bulk, and then having to sell said bulk stuff that I bought. So it's just a matter of creating all of the conditions so that I can grow into that direction. Rather duck that. Hippo birdie. Sometimes when the trees are heavy with fruit or pine cones, that means that it's gonna be a harsh winter. So trees telling the future. Dear lurkers, thank you for so much for bringing your energy here. You don't have to say a word. It's just your precious. It's you. You don't have to say a word. It's you. You're precious. We love you. Yes, we do. It's 1717, 77%, and there's 17 friends joining us right now. Like, how about that for like synchronicity, right? Thank you, friends. To the lurkers, to the lovins, to the loud ones, to everybody for joining. Your energy is felt and appreciated more than you know. You cricket cage smells like hot piss. You eat a cockroach. I refuse. Like now I have gotten challenge accepted, where JV visits me and I give her the most delicious avocado toast she's ever laid on her lips. Avocado toast is so amazing. And then I'm like, yeah, those are cockroach avocado toasts. How about that? Yeah, get cockroach out. Get cockroach. Cockroach. I'm sorry, Joy Beef. It's not gonna be that bad, right? You won't taste it. That's the point. You shouldn't taste it. As soon as you taste bugs, I feel like then we've crossed the line, right? Like we're making a mistake. Maybe we should like go back to the drawing board and figure out ratios. The FDA also permits certain levels of ash, metals, and even rodent hair and droppings in certain processed meats. So why not bugs? Yeah, exactly. It's already happening. Farmed insects, then ground up like flour, melts correct again. Yeah, I pay attention. Oh, right. I know things. I do sometimes pay attention to. Oh, okay. Thank you, Simon. I appreciate you echoing the Levins. Does anyone know the worm song? Nope. I don't think I do. Oh yeah, Monkey Brain is like, pick up worm and munch. No, to use the cooked food will make us sick. Exactly, Ali. So it's like a frame of reference thing, right? Like we're still gonna apply modern food science to our insects as well. We don't have to eat them whole, squirming and trying to run out of our mouth. I'm going out on a limb that cockroaches taste like crap because if they didn't, then rats would eat them and there wouldn't be cockroach infestations. I mean, there's rat infestations as well, right? And I do believe that cockroaches will literally eat dead rats. So I don't think it's a matter of not eating one another. I think it's a matter of abundance of food, right? Like there's other stuff to eat. So they might not eat one another. I'm gonna sing the worm song now. Love to you, Sano. Sing that worm song. 1000%, 10,000% agreed, Mel. I better not know if there's roaches. Do it, Sano. I'm imagining like getting a wing or a leg stuck in your teeth. Good God. So much more embarrassing than spinach. Yes, exactly. Exactly, Jovan. That's exactly what I mean, right? That's a no-no. I don't want to have like a little cockroach leg just like sticking out. Like, no, then I'll also be completely turned off from the insect protein. I know a guy from Kenya who's a coffee farmer. He said you'd stop drinking coffee if you knew how many things were ground up in it. My coffee beans are beans. So there's nothing ground up in it because I can see the beans. I can like count them individually before I crush them myself. But I do believe that the pre-ground stuff probably does have a bunch of stuff in it. You know what? I don't want to be a black soldier fly farmer. Those fuckers are relentless and they bite, and their bite is so painful. I mean, you probably do, in the same way with like beekeeping, you can wear like a suit Don't take coffee away from it's all I have got left. Simon, I'm so sorry. All the more reason to grind your own beans. Yeah, yeah. I grind my own beans because I got told it's the superior way to drink coffee. It's like, ah, yes, when the beans are pre-crushed, you lose some of those volatile flavonoids, flavanols, so you should crush it yourself. And I was like, yeah, okay. I listen. I purchased myself a grinder. Technically, it's a bad one. It was like $20. Yeah, like $20. Apparently, you're supposed to get a grinder that grinds it to a certain granule size, but I can't be bothered. If it grinds my beans, it's ground. Oh boy, I'm seeing Cannibal Corpse, Mayhem, Blood Incantation, and Gore Guts. I hope you have a good time, Red the Bear. I'm just imagining the fractal of like me telling my parents I'm gonna go to a show because they already raise their eyebrows when I tell them I'm gonna go to a festival. But if I tell them I'm gonna go and see a Cannibal Corpse, Mayhem, Blood Incantation, and Gore Guts, they're gonna like have like the priest at my home, ready with the exorcism when I come back, kind of vibe. Jim Carrey. One of Jim Carrey's favorite bands is Cannibal Corpse. Weirdly enough, I actually like exposed myself to a whole Jim Carrey fractal recently, Jovan. So the fact that you say that is trippy. I mean, there's a guy who studies birds who figured out that this specific species of bird, changes when they migrate based on how severe the winter will be. Theory is pressure sensitivity. I can imagine that as well. Nobody likes me. Oh, I do know. I do know the worm song. It goes, nobody likes me. Everybody hates me. I'm gonna eat some worms. Big, fat, juicy ones. Long, skinny, tiny ones. Itsy, bitsy, fuzzy, wuzzy worms. First you bite the outside, then you suck the inside. How they wiggle and squirm. Big, fat, juicy ones, long, skinny, tiny ones, itsy, bitsy, fuzzy, wuzzy worms. I only know the first part, right? Like we used to, and I'm saying we, my mom and my dad, when we would like feel sorry for ourselves, they would go, nobody likes me, everybody hates me, I'm gonna eat some worms. And I fucking hated it. I was like, motherfucker, don't you eat some worms, me. I think avocados are disgusting. Yes, I'm the only person in California who doesn't like avocados. More for me. Thank you. Thank you, Joy. I will vicariously eat all of the avocados for you. Maybe we should open an insect farm. We can have protein-rich swagger. I was like literally thinking about that, Dan. Yes. Technically, yogurt is protein-rich. I mean, not protein-rich, but it does have protein in it. Joy is a unicorn. I forgot that song, Zano. Core memory unlocked, right? For me too, actually, Jovan. You're bringing me back to 1999 with that. Blast off to work. Love you, Nancy. I'm also almost finished. Wait, Melt has a beard? I'm sorry you laid it up like that. I had to take the shot. Yeah. Yeah, fine, oh. Poke fun. Poke fun. Poke me fun. Oh, do it. See if I can. Inside, my inner child goes, oh, my battery's gonna die very soon. Let's pull a card. Grind my own coffee because it tastes good. Yeah. Plus, there's something meditative and ancient feeling about grinding coffee. This I agree with, actually, Eddie. It is kind of cathartic, right? Like it's a process. It's like you're taking more steps to get to this final product that is your coffee eventually. Me not drinking coffee right now is partially affecting me. When you tell your parents you're going to a festival, they think you're going to an outdoor orgy with bloodletting on the side. Yes, I've been missing out. People go to outdoor orgies with bloodletting and stuff. Wow, a lot of dubstep guys grew up on Cannibal Corpse as well. How about that? I don't care for the avocados because of the way that they're produced. You're against the way they grow in the trees. Melt soon enough. I'm gonna try a beard growth kit. My friend Tim went from patchy to full beard. Is it those with the little rollers, the little micro needling blades? If it is one of those, let me know because I've also been considering getting one of those. Blue K, you got your last part of the song. Everybody loves me, nobody hates me. Oh, why did I eat those worms? Oh, that's actually everybody loves me, nobody hates me. Oh, why did I eat those worms? I don't even have a spoon, but I've got a straw. That's happening. My sister taught me a song when I was 8. It goes, great big gobs of greasy, grimy gopher guts, mutilated monkey meat, dirty little birdie feet, great big eyeballs swimming in the pool of blood. We have some yikes ones as well that I will neglect to share with you because it's Afrikaans. Simbamba, mama sakanki, Simbamba, mama sakanki, draai sy nek om, gooi hom in 'n sloot, trap op sy kop, dan is hy dood. Yeah, there's some dark shiznit nursery rhymes. We have some dark nursery rhymes in Afrikaans. All sung in a very cheerful tune, of course. Nothing wrong with your beard. I know, JV. I'll just make it more, right? Get it to be full or whatever. It's the rollers, and it's also minoxidil serum that you apply, which stimulates hair growth. Maybe I should get one of those. I've been thinking about it. It's just the finances again. We pulled this card again. The minoxidil activates the follicles, and the roller stimulates blood flow to the region. Apparently, they're pretty decent. I've heard good things, dude. Need some of that from my balding scalp. Apparently, it works for that too, Dan. No, that's Simon. Apparently, it works for that as well. But again, it's like it might be you might like be prone to infection because you are putting like little holes in yourself, kind of vibe. All right. We pulled the Traveler's Prayer. I have like a little bit of battery juice left. You have to use minoxidil forever, or your hair just falls right back out. Yeah, fuck that. I'm sorry. Heck that. I don't want to do that. I don't want to do anything that I have to continue doing. That's why I'm not into like prescription drugs. Like if I have to keep taking this drug to be okay, that feels like I'm being exploited kind of vibe. One more time. I did pull it upside down. The Traveler's Prayer. I really do love this card. Okay, the upside down meaning goes as such. Has your life feel limited? Your vision clouded? Let the radiance of the sun ignite your curiosity and chase away the doldrums. If you were unable to travel physically, pick up a book, go to a museum, or attend a class. Yeah, curiosity and adventure. Say it, love is true. Sunset, worshipping card. Might be sunset, might be sunrise as well. It's like a deep honoring of that energy. Such a cool card. If anyone's looking for a new well-priced shampoo that delivers, I go to say Dove's is really knocking it out of the ballpark of the new line of shampoos. They have one for textured hair too. There we go. Thank you for letting us know, Shal. Curiosity and adventure. This card celebrates the spirit of curiosity and adventure. The Traveler is a perfect embodiment of the openness it takes to fearlessly step into the world and experience the many wonders that may come your way. The geometry embedded in this image was borrowed from the Mayan temple walls at Uxmal in the Yucatan. Crosses, steps, and angular spirals combine to create an ordered pattern. The figure raises their arms in prayer at sunrise, you're right, in salutations of another day of adventure. As you travel this wide world and 2 realms beyond, whether physically or in your imagination, keep learning, remain ever curious, and make yourself available to a universe of unlimited potential. As you embark A prayer flies with you, a prayer for safety, loving encounters, for beauty and expansion of your worldview, and for adventures that occur only when your heart is open, allowing you to embrace the magic. Yeah, now that's it. Got some Rogaine, Simon. It's an active ingredient in the minoxidil, but once again, you have to keep using it if you want your new hair. Yeah, it's true. Namaste to you, Lisa. Blessings to you. My mom is asking me, did I manage to get my stuff? No, I didn't, Mama. I didn't get my stuff because the systems were down. Okay, this little thing is gonna die real soon. Let's see if I can play some kalimba before we have to leave. Shan is probably typing out her Shan message as we speak. The wind is blowing. Yeah, it's not even turning itself on. Like my microphones are really low. I was supposed to charge them yesterday. Kalimba is always so lovely. I'm happy that you like it too, Ali. It really is a blessing to be able to share my little finger piano with you friends. Take care, peeps, and stay strong. I will if you do, Simon, and I'll see you here soon. Let's go. Sorry about the loud bark. Just as we started playing, fortunately the doggo stopped shortly after. Microphones are still on for a moment longer. Thank you, Brother Joshmo, for joining me for these Kalimba sessions. Has anyone let Shan know? She doesn't have to send a Shan message, but it's greatly appreciated, like no pressure to keep it up. I think she knows, right? I don't feel like we expect much of each other in this space. Not really, right? Like I have kind of like reached a point of understanding in my own experience where I realize that I value people that show up, right? And I could technically ask my friends to show up for me every day, but that would be an inappropriate expectation. So I show up every day, right? And I feel like Shan likes hearing messages like that, so she shows up for that as well. I have been recommending that she has like a whole little clipboard full of those words, so she can just doesn't have to type them out herself, but she does put in the effort, and we appreciate that. The other microphone is still living, even though it's in the case. Go to sleep, sweet child. There we go. Keep knocking out those husks, Chief. Keep that beard. Love is true. I'm having a roast yellow onion. I put a yellow curry powder, butter, and salt. That sounds nice, actually. No pressure, only thanks. It absolutely does brighten my every day. And I'm so grateful for our loving Shan. Me too, as I'm grateful for you. Love is true. Let's read our Shan message, will we? Going something like, have the mostest, beautifulest day, everyone. I, her, we wholeheartedly love you all so very super sized, duper sized, colossally, monstrously, mountainously, mega immensely, dearly, beloved, captivatingly charming, melt and all of you, oh so very incredibly, amazingly, flabbergastingly, fiercely, fabulously, fantastically, remarkably, ravishingly, breathtakingly, gorgeously, brilliantly, glowingly, magically, magical, precious, divine friends that meet the conditions for growth. We love you, dear Shan. Thank you, everyone, for joining me. This Quaeful sitting just in my field of vision, looking at me as I'm looking at him with his sick ass mohawk. Sending you, friends, all of that burb energy. Thank you for joining me on another conscious evolution, for choosing to make this a part of your conditions for growth. I appreciate it so much. Ah, Joe, I'm so happy it brightens your every day. That is my goal, anyways, and you succeed ceaselessly. Love is true. Have a good morning, afternoon, evening, or night, everyone. Love to you. Beautiful life songs. Love you all. Love you too. Thank you for joining me. I'll see you, friends, again real soon. Tomorrow. Goodbye, everybody. Until then, love you.